Hello, everyone. We are just going to take a few minutes as people start to log on. All righty. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Kelly Beard, Content Specialist for Maryland Realtors, and I want to welcome you all to the RPR 101 webinar. With us, we have our training managers from RPR, Janelle Van and Katie Galaboff. Please post all of your questions in the Q&A box at the bottom of your Zoom screen. We will be answering them a little bit as we go and at the end of the webinar. I'm going to turn it right over. Janelle, you can take it away.
All right. Welcome, everybody. My name is Janelle Van. I'm down here in Tampa, Florida. Very hot and humid day, and I just wanted to welcome you to the RPR 101 class. Thank you to the Maryland Realtors for having us today. We'll be together for an hour. I just want to do a quick sound check, make sure you guys can hear and see my screen okay. Everybody should be seeing the homepage of my PowerPoint presentation. All good?
Yep, you can see it.
Perfect. Okay, terrific. So as I mentioned, my name is Janelle Van. I've been a real estate broker for over 30 years down here in Florida, and now I have the opportunity to be one of the training managers for RPR, and I get the unique opportunity to share with realtors nationwide all of the outstanding resources, training materials, marketing resources, research components that you have access to on the RPR platform. So once again, thank you for having me today. This class is going to be recorded. You will have access to the recording following today's presentation. And as I begin every class, we do offer 11 national webinars on a variety of different topics each month. But with every one of our national webinars, I always just begin with a quick overview of what RPR is. In case you are unfamiliar, we are Realtors Property Resource. And we are NAR's technology company, and we are a wholly owned subsidiary of the National Association of REALTORS. So what you have access to here is a national database for both residential and commercial properties, both on market as well as off market properties. You have a tremendous amount of research opportunities, everything from property details, historical data on a subject property, taxes, deed, mortgage, traffic counts, school data, neighborhood information. It's really truly just a one-stop platform for all of your research and marketing resources. So we have a lot to cover today because I want to get through, I want to show you as much of the RPR platform as I possibly can, hopefully get you excited about using some of the features here. The RPR site was built exclusively for realtors. There's no consumer or public-facing access. There's no additional charge to realtors. And what we have here, we're going to go over today, is some of our shareable market trends, script writing tools, Canva templates that we have created all for you to use, whether you're using a social media campaign or maybe a direct mail campaign. You also have access to 2,000 mailing labels per month in RPR, absolutely included as part of your NAR membership. So in terms of geographic farming, we have the ability to generate and apply predictive analytics to our property searches, come up with a nice farm area, give you the mailing labels, and all you have to do is decide what content you want to include as part of your farm materials. So as I mentioned, there's no additional charge. Your consumer access is none. The buyer, your buyers and sellers are not going to be on the RPR site doing their own research. It's all for you. And then you get to decide what you want to post, what you want to share with your customers. So lots to cover. I always do like to begin, and I get this question a lot, especially in our national webinars, where exactly does the RPR platform fit into my business model? And we are in partnership with your local MLSs, your local association, of course, your community of real estate professionals, title companies, appraisers, lenders, all of those different resources go into making you the most efficient, productive realtor out there. So it's not an either or. Should I be looking for properties in the MLS? Should I be looking in RPR? What I advise is that you use both. There's going to be research components in RPR that you may not see in your MLS, and vice versa. You might have perfectly comfortable doing your property searches in your MLS. So just use all of your resources to make the most out of the NAR benefits. Now, if you don't have access, I see a question already from John. What does parcel centric mean? That's a good question. That is basically an off-market property. You're going to see the subject property. You have access to public records data as well as on-market properties. So it's all subject property specific. And we're going to do some property searches and show you a little bit more about what that means. Okay, good question. So we also want to make sure you have access to RPR, make sure that you've bookmarked your page. If you haven't already set up your account, it's very easy. Just go to the narrpr.com that you see at the bottom of our screen, and you can go ahead and create your RPR account. Now, if you haven't already done so, don't try to do it now. Wait till after class. Hopefully you already have done it, but if not, go ahead and get that account set up. All you're going to need is your NAR member ID and just set up a password. Now, we do have what I love is our mobile app. We have a phenomenal mobile app. And because we love our mobile app so much, we actually have 2 different classes dedicated to the mobile app because it's just so intuitive. You have the ability to create buyer tours in the mobile app. So if you are getting ready to spend the weekend showing properties, you can generate a buyer tour right from the mobile app, send it right off to your customers, and then let them pick and choose the properties or maybe the order in which they want to see those. Same thing with sellers. We have a seller platform built into the RPR mobile app where you can generate a CMA while you're out on the road. If maybe you're on vacation, you didn't bring your desktop or your laptop, you can go ahead and generate a CMA right from the mobile. So lots of great research options, also a lot of shareable market trends directly to social media from the mobile app. So there's your QR code. Grab that. Don't try to follow along from the mobile today. It's better to just sit back, watch the demonstration, but definitely get that mobile app downloaded sometime today. And I'm going to go ahead and shut my screen off so we can just focus on the material. If you have any questions, please don't be shy. I'm working alone in my office down here in Florida, so keep me busy. If you have something you want me to show you live, I'm happy to do so. And what we're looking at now is just a quick overview of the mobile app. And it's so important because we're all on the road, we're showing property. You can conduct searches. I said earlier, you can generate a buyer's tour. You also have market trends, which you see over here on the far right of your screen. You've got some great market trends. And once you have generated a market trend, one click, you can post that to Facebook, Instagram, whatever social media platform is your preference. You also, again, have your buyer's tour. You can see that in the middle. And then you do have the ability to search geographical areas. We also have a whole bunch of map tools. I think for me, one of the most important things is when I'm out with a buyer and they're asking me questions about the neighborhood or the house next door. When did it sell for? What's the square footage? What did it sell for? I can answer all of those questions for my customers right from the mobile. So get that going. It's very, very user-friendly. It's very geographical specific. So wherever you're physically located, it will populate the surrounding active listings as well as the public records database from mobile. Okay, so let's talk about our agenda. Hopefully you've got the mobile app working, you've got that QR code. Now for our agenda today, we are going to go through a high-level overview of the RPR platform, and then I'm going to take you into a deep dive on a specific property, one that has just recently come on the market. We are going to analyze that subject property as if we're getting ready to prepare an offer for our buyers. So we're going to look at mortgage, tax, deed records, historical listing data, any changes in estimated value that we need to share with our customers, I'm also going to take you through some advanced mapping tools. And let me just tell you, one of my favorite map tools to show is our drive time tool. So if you're relocating a buyer, and I'm pretty sure I've heard things about the traffic up in your neck of the woods. I know the traffic down where I'm at is insane. If you have a buyer that is telling you, I need to live within a 10 or 15-minute commute of my place of employment or maybe my kid's school, we have an advanced map searching tool that you can pin on the map and then search for properties within their desired commute time. So that's just kind of the tip of the iceberg in terms of our map tools. I'm going to show you what those look like. We can also look at flood maps. We can look at points of interest. How cool is that? If you have a buyer relocating and they say, I want to live really close to the shops and restaurants, you can pop those up on the map and show them exactly where all of the local hotspots are. We're also going to identify neighborhood and school data, huge reports in our RPR, one specifically for your local neighborhoods and one for your schools. And I was doing a little research this morning, and in some of your areas, your schools are so highly rated that it does appear that that can have a major impact on property values. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about shareable market trends and how easy it is to generate reports from RPR and post them to social media, or just simply share them or use them as part of a direct mail campaign. And then we're going to finish up with some additional learning opportunities. This is a custom webinar that we're holding specifically for you guys today. But as I mentioned, we do offer an entire suite of national classes designed to really educate you on all of the different facets in the RPR site. Okay, so before I go into the live site, I just want to talk about two different value estimates that you will see. The AVM, you're probably very familiar with those automated valuation models. You see them out there on third-party sites, those estimates of value. Those value estimates are using public record data only. And what you're going to find more common in RPR is the RVM. That is your Realtors valuation model. So think of this in terms of one of those estimates on third-party sites. You guys know the ones I'm talking about. What's different about RPR, the RVM, is that you can count on this to be the most accurate of all of the valuation tools available. It's refinable. So if you're looking at an RVM on a subject property and you don't agree with it, maybe you see it listed for, or it's got an RVM of 600,000, but you know it is on an extra large home site, or it's just gone through a major renovation. You can go into RPR and actually refine the value, kind of help guide you in terms of maybe a suggested list price or even an offer price. So it's very unique in RPR. I love showing the RVM. It's going to include active, solds, as well as off-market data. Again, it's refinable, and it's a great starting point for pricing. Now, in some cases in RPR, you will see an AVM in lieu of the RVM. And that just simply is because either there's some public record data missing from the subject property, or there's just not enough recent sales to come up with that RVM. Because remember, the RVM is going to include MLS, active, sold, as well as off-market data. Okay, any questions on the difference between the AVM and the RVM before I launch into our live site? Are we doing okay out there? Oh, okay, Carmen, what is a CIE? It's asking for my MLS CIE. Okay, Carmen, great question. CIE is a commercial information exchange. So either you are going to add that to your profile. It should already, for your MLS, be set up as part of your account. And I see the mobile app says the help center. Yes, I do see the help center is kind of down. They had some, let me come on camera. They had really, really bad storms last night. I think they're up there in Omaha, Nebraska. So we got an alert earlier today that our help desk, which is entirely located in Omaha, is experiencing some delays. So if you're trying to reach out to the help desk, be patient, because they are going through some weather. Okay, let's get back to it. What we're looking at is our home page. On our home page, Well, I'm going to start at the top left. Now we've got Bright MLS as the logo on the homepage. However, you do have the ability to have your brokerage branding appear on the homepage of RPR. Why is that important? Because when you are generating marketing materials or reports in RPR, you want the broker branding set up. So my good friend Katie, who's backing me up today, she'll go ahead and post a link. If you don't see your brokerage branding on RPR, we'll go ahead and help you get that set up. And then for you, over to the far right, all you need to do to update your profile information is just click on the little drop-down arrow at the very top. We're going to go down to profile. Everybody following me there? And then from here, all we have to do is upload our photo, our logo. This is our own personal contact information. Make sure your address is correct, your cell numbers. If you're still using a fax machine, have at it. Just make sure everything on this page is accurate, because when you are generating reports out of RPR, this is going to be your cover sheet. Now, your MLS or CIE information you can see here on your profile. You've got Bright MLS. If you want to add additional MLSs or CIEs, you can go ahead and do so right here under your profile. And also, I like to check on license numbers. Everybody should include their real estate license number on the cover letters of their reports, because it just adds that little extra touch of professionalism. You worked hard for that license, so why not show it off on your report cover sheet? Okay, so that's how we get our profile set up. Any questions about that? Just be sure, top right, click on profile, and be sure to make sure you say save, okay? So let's go home. So you got two assignments. Get your broker branding set up on the left, get your own personal contact information set up on the right. Now, we are looking at our homepage, and we are going to go through some of these top tabs that you will always see when you log on to RPR. Now, our first is our research tab. I click on the drop-down arrow. From here, I can do a property search, map searching. I can analyze residential market trends. I also can perform a neighborhood search. And not only can I perform a neighborhood search, but I can get all of the US Census data, all the information about that specific neighborhood. How old are the people that are living in that neighborhood? What do they do for work? What kind of income is there? So this neighborhood search you can generate and then create a very comprehensive neighborhood report to share with maybe future buyers, or if you're going on a listing appointment, bring that neighborhood report and show your sellers that you're capable of finding out everything there is to know about their neighborhood. Same thing with school searches. We can go in, identify local schools. We can search in specific school districts or school zones. We can analyze the school rating, and we can even go in and see what the community reviews are on local schools. So everything you should need to know about a school. Say, for instance, you're researching a high school for a new buyer, showing you the average SAT scores and ACT scores in our school searches. Of course, that's high school. We also have the residential market activity search. You can run a report there and show your customers everything that's going on in their local area. And then we do offer a fantastic class on commercial. We do offer commercial site selection tools, commercial map insights. Very, very easy to toggle. If you see over to the left, if I want to change from residential and begin a commercial search, it's just a quick toggle. So very easy to navigate the site. You don't have to go anywhere else to look at commercial properties. I'm going to be focusing today on residential, but I'm going to just tell you in terms of the commercial research, not only can you search on-market properties, off-market properties, but you can also provide to your clients a trade area analysis. So you can show them what's going on in the particular location for them to open up a new business or some type of a commercial operation. So very easy from residential to commercial over to the left. Okay, so we're going to come back to research. We're going to go into some property searches and market trends, but I want to take you into a few more things before we get there. And I want to talk about prospecting. Now, under your marketing tab, you could go all the way down and just go to RPR marketing tips, and it will give you a quick overview of how to create prospecting materials for residential and commercial clients. So what does that look like? We can search on-market properties. We can search off-market properties. So if we're struggling to find the right house for our buyers, we can go into the off-market public records database and search in a neighborhood. In fact, I had lunch yesterday with somebody who was telling me that he can't find a house. So he's literally driving in a neighborhood and dropping off flyers. How did he get that information? Through the public records. So we've got the ability to do a public record search and create a nice geographic farm list. Again, you get 2,000 mailing labels per month. And we also offer a whole bunch of Canva templates that I'm going to bring you to as well. So lots of great marketing resources. And then just to the right is my reports tab. Now, I get really excited about the reports because there is so many different options for you in terms of what you can do with these reports, and also what are the reports designed for. So in terms of residential, we have 8 different residential reports that you can generate. Not only can you generate them quickly and easily, you can customize them. So if you don't like a certain page, or maybe you want to add your own pages, all of these different reports are customizable and, most importantly, shareable. So you can email, you can post to social media. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But just take a moment, maybe later today, and run a couple of these different reports. Your valuation workbook and your seller's report, those are the 2 CMA options that you have in RPR. The CMAs, we have 2 classes on our CMAs, and I feel as though they're really well attended because our CMA process is very simple, and the end result is a very professional, comprehensive CMA. And in this case, where you're looking at the valuation workbook, that's actually similar to what an appraisal would look like. So talk about really doing a deep dive on your CMA. Take advantage of your valuation workbook or your seller's report. Okay, so I mentioned all 8 of your residential reports are customizable and shareable. Same thing with commercial. You've got property reports, trade area analysis, and a trade area report, giving your customers a complete breakdown of the local trade area that they're looking to invest in. Okay, so over to the right is our help desk. And I started class today letting you know that there was a major storm out there in Nebraska last night. So we have some limited capacity at this moment, but they should be hopefully back up to full speed later today. But we are open 24/7. You can live chat. You can go to the email address and email them, or you can even go over to our training area, and I'm going to take you there in just a few moments, where you can access a whole bunch of additional learning opportunities. Okay, we're going to go to learn. We're going to go to my work first, over to the far right. Before I take you to the learn tab, I want to point out, I mentioned earlier the mobile app. Any work that you do on the RPR mobile app is automatically synced up to the desktop, and vice versa. So your markets, your listings, your saved properties, recent searches, reports, all going to always be stored for you under my work. So if I just go into my recent properties, and I can see right here that these are all of the properties that I have recently been looking at. And if I had been looking at 1 or 2 of these properties on the mobile app, it would identify that for me right here. So that's a quick overview of our top page. Do I have any questions? Katie, feel free to give me a shout out. Let me know if there's any questions I can answer live. Okay, she's in good shape. We're good to go. We're going to keep it rolling. So we talked about the top of our homepage. I've also mentioned how easy it is to switch from residential to commercial. Now, I want to show you the difference when we're doing a commercial search versus residential. The big difference is going to be right here at the center of our screen where it says property type. We have the ability to search healthcare, restaurants, retail, shopping center. All of these different property types are available for you to search. Take note though, multifamily and land oftentimes will appear in both residential and commercial platforms. So for that reason, when I take you back to the left and I toggle back to residential, and then I take you to your property type, you'll notice we can now search single family, condos, multifamily, and land will appear in both residential and commercial. So always be mindful of that if you have an investor or you have a buyer looking to purchase a multifamily unit or some vacant land, you can search both in residential or commercial. Now, just to the left of our property type, this could not be easier. For your search ease, you have the ability here to search properties that are for sale, for a lease, or you can shift gears completely and go to your public record search. So very easy. Also, in terms of prospecting, we have the ability to search withdrawn, canceled, and expired inventory. And you can even go back maybe 1 month, you can go back 12 months and really kind of analyze those properties that were listed but unsuccessfully sold. So check the withdrawn, canceled, expired search in your area and see what you come up with. Okay, next to our property type, we've got price filters, we've got square footage, price per square foot, we've got bedrooms, we've got bathrooms, and then we go over to our more filters up at the top right, and this is where we can apply additional filters to our search. When I click on more filters, you'll notice I can scroll down. I've got my square footage, I've got lot size I can add. I also can search distressed inventory, pre-foreclosure, foreclosure, or foreclosed properties. Or if my buyer has told me I'm absolutely not interested in that, I can exclude all distressed properties. So I did want to point that out. If you're searching for distressed inventory, you have that option here on RPR. I can also search for all the open houses that are coming up. I can search by land use, clear that guy out. And then down at the bottom, I have the ability to search absentee owners, owner occupied. An absentee owner search is something that we really dive into in our prospecting class when we're really looking for tenants. We're trying to find folks that are renting and we want to get them out of renting and into home ownership. So we show you how to run an absentee owner search and find those properties that are occupied by somebody other than the owner. And then we have some predictive analytics at the very bottom. I could search by owner name. If maybe I have a owner or a property owner calls me up and I can type in their name and come up with their address. I can also year built filter. If my buyer is telling me I don't want anything that's more than 5 years old, not a problem. I can type in the year built range. And then I also have ownership time. And this right here on your screen, that falls into our, again, our prospecting predictive analytics. When we are creating a geographic farm list, we do not want to include property owners that have bought in the last 5 years. NAR tells us that the sweet spot is about 10 years before a homeowner will start to think about selling. So this is all stuff we cover in our prospecting class. I just wanted to point out to you that you do have access to all of this under your filter options. And then over to the right, you have additional popular keywords. Now, where I'm at, a pool home is a very hot commodity, maybe not the same up there in Maryland, but you do have all of these additional keywords if your buyer is very specifically looking for a cul-de-sac or they want a fireplace. You've got all of these additional keywords. You can also include your own when you're searching for properties. As long as the word is included in the body of the listing, the properties will come up. Okay, so that's a quick overview of our homepage and our search options. Now, let me refresh my screen and go back out to our homepage. Oh, there we go. RPR's Help Center has experienced severe weather. Thank you for your patience. Let's dismiss that. And I'm going to go, before we do an actual property search, I just want to point out a few more things on our homepage. Guided tours are basically shortcuts. If you want a quick tutorial on how to create a CMA and RPR, go to your guided tours. If you want to learn more about the RPR mobile and you don't have time to join us for a class, click on that and it will give you some great step-by-step advice. Okay, and then part of our homepage is My Markets. Now, I've got several local markets set up on my homepage. For you, you can go ahead and add as many markets as you would like. In fact, if anybody has a zip code, please let me know. I can go ahead and add quickly a zip code. I'm seeing a question in the Q&A that I'm going to go ahead and answer live. Why would we use this instead of the MLS for our buyers? I kind of touched on this at the very beginning. It's not an either or. We are not competing with your MLS. So we don't want you to think of it's either or. We want you to think of it as a partnership. Maybe you're looking at a subject property and you want to dive into the neighborhood, the schools, all of that data. You can access all of that from the RPR site. Okay, so hopefully that answers that question. Now I've got the Baltimore, Maryland set up. Keep in mind, on our homepage, the My Markets is going to give you a snapshot of all of the inventory changes in the last 10 days. So we can see on our map, 412 properties have come on the market in Baltimore in the last 10 days. 122 have come on for lease. Anything in yellow in RPR is going to indicate that it's for lease. And if you see a square, that means it's recently been leased. You can see 62 properties have recently been leased out. We have 260 properties that are pending. I could click on any one of these properties and it would take me into the entire property details page. You can see that it is pending for $299. And if I wanted to, I could click on the view full details. I'm going to close that out. Mention also that you have 222 properties that have recently closed in the Baltimore area. I can shift gears. If I'm done looking at Baltimore and I want to look at Bethesda, I can just change my screen to show the inventory that has come on the market in Bethesda in the last 10 days. So how do we add additional markets? Let's see. Did anybody give me? Okay, so Julie's awesome. She's got a zip code for me, 21012. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to add multiple markets to your homepage. Super easy. Just click add. And per Julie's request, we're going to go 21012. And that looks like it's in Arnold, Maryland. It's already there for me. Now, if I'm done looking in Arnold, Maryland, I can simply remove that from my homepage. I want to make sure I click save, but I also want to draw your attention to some listing setting options. You get to tell the system what a new listing is to you. If it's 14 days, you get to set that parameter here. Maybe new to you is 3 days. You want this orange flag to appear on all inventory that has come on the market in the last 3 days. So you can set that up. You can go 7, you can go 14, you can go 30, and you can do the same thing for recently closed. So if recently closed to you is 14 days, just toggle that. Anything that is sold in the last 14 days in the market that you're researching is going to have that blue square. And the same thing with commercial. Okay, so we added Arnold. We set up our listing settings. And
Janelle, I'm going to interrupt you for a second.
Sure.
While you're on that page, you'll notice in that My Markets box that you can add a zip code, you can add a particular city, but you can also drill down to neighborhoods or apartment complexes, districts if you have them, or boroughs like historic areas. So not only could you do all of zip code Michelle shared 21401 in Annapolis, but you would be able to go in and say, hey, I want to see just Admiral Heights in Annapolis, or just maybe Autumn Chase at Riva Trace. So you can go in and add even smaller areas, which is really useful when you have potential clients that are looking in really small micro areas.
Yeah, perfect. All right, thank you for that. Yeah, so enter in your My Markets on your homepage. We're gonna go ahead and hit save. We're gonna close that guy out. Thank you, Katie. All right, so let's move on. We did a thorough overview of the homepage. I feel like everybody has a pretty good handle on our homepage. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna show you a subject property right from our homepage, and then we're gonna come back to some searches. So I've just picked on Bethesda. I was looking at this property this morning. When I set up my markets on my homepage, you can see the map boundaries are all set for us here on the map. I could click in that boundary and I can begin searching for listings. I can view the market trends, create a market activity report or a neighborhood report. So let's just quickly do a market trends. Let's see what's going on in Bethesda, Maryland in terms of the market trends. So you can see on your screen that it is still a very strong seller's market in that neighborhood. You've got 1.6 months of inventory. List to sold price is over 101%. Median days in RPR is 8, and the median sold price is 1.4 million. Now, to the top right under our property type, you'll notice the default single family condos, townhouses. I can completely change that and only analyze the market trends for single family homes. So let's see what happens to my median sold price. Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down when I select single family? We'll click on it, apply it to all the charts. And guess what? My median sold price went way up. The median days in RPR is only 5. And you guys are still in such a strong seller's market. Properties are still selling well over asking. You've got 1.82 months of inventory. Couple of things to know about your market trends. Let's just talk about to the right, how easy it is to share this entire chart directly to social media. You can click on share, take this, it's updated monthly, so we should see a new rollover for July coming up soon. This is the market trends that you can quickly and easily post to Facebook, X, LinkedIn, or click on more and you can even save this to your computer. I want to point out as I scroll down to our market trends, there's a tremendous amount of additional shareable charts that you can click on the share button and send that right on to social media. You've got a new listing analysis, all of the active listings, median price per square foot. We've got pending listings. We can scroll down and look at sold data. 75 properties sold in June. The median sold price was over 1.6 million. Median days in RPR. Median price per square foot, 6.25. Holy cow. At any time you see any of these charts that are interesting to you and you want to post them, you've got your share button. You can send it off to social media, or if you run a market trend search from the mobile app, you can actually post directly to Instagram as well. So for agents that are always trying to figure out how to make the most out of social media, use some of the shareable market trends. And then one more thing, well, two more things. I want to show you about market trends. You can print all of the data that I just showed you. You can imprint this, you can include it as part of your CMA, or we have a script writing tool. So maybe you're not super comfortable with going through these different key details. You can create a script. Let's click on create script and quickly show you your options. You have 3 different tones that you can select. And remember, this script writing tool is specifically aligned with these 4 key details. So the script that I'm going to generate is going to be maybe engaging. Maybe I want to reach out to sellers. I'm looking to attract new listings. I can choose my audience. I can create a video script if I'm trying to maybe make a TikTok video, or maybe I just want a script for social media, or maybe I just want to really sit down and have a conversation with my clients. I would use my metric analysis. Well, let's just create a social media campaign. While that's going through that, I will look at Carmen's question. She had a great question. Carmen, will RPR only look within our market footprint, or it will look all over US? Great question. You will see active pendings and solds in your local MLS, but you do have access to the National Public Records database as well as the market trends. So a lot of folks are using those market trends to just kind of use them for your referral network. Maybe you share them with other parts of the country. If you've got somebody relocating, you can analyze their local market trends before they list their property. Okay, so here's our script writer. Look at this. Attention Bethesda sellers. You've got emojis, and it's a full breakdown of the entire market trend key details that we talked about. The month supply of inventory, the list to sold price percentage, impressive 102.3%. Are you curious about the market trends in your area? The median sold price is currently at 1.612. So you've got all of this, and like Katie likes to show, if you don't want to post all of this, you could just copy and paste the content that you do want to share, or you can copy and paste the entire thing. You can email this. Again, you can also download it and include it as part of your reports. So that's our market trends. Create script, share button, make sure your property type, you are looking at the market trends for the property type that you are analyzing. Because if I change this and I just look at condos and townhouses, I apply it, look what happened. Holy cow, the median sold price is below 400 and our list to sold price went down quite a bit as well. So that's our market trends. You can also access your market trends. We did it from the homepage, just going to the My Markets tab, but you can also click on research at the top, go to residential market trends, and then let's see, let's find that zip code that we had earlier, 21012. Let's see, where is it? Katie, do you see a zip code out there that I could use?
Yes, I do. We have 21401, which is a zip code in Annapolis.
All right, you're sure right. Okay, so we can access the Annapolis market trends just by typing in the zip code. Totally different look here, 21401. One supply of inventory, still a strong seller's market, median days in RPR, and the median sold price. So anytime you land on market trends, keep in mind you have your share option and your script button, and of course your property type, and then you can scroll down and see all of that additional chart shareable data. Okay, so that's a quick overview of the homepage and your My Markets. Now I want to take you into a subject property. We're going to go ahead and just pick on this beautiful listing that just came on the market. We're going to click on View Full Details. And now I'm going to show you some of the additional data that you might want to access prior to making an offer on the property or prior to showing it. So first off, we can see this property came on the market on July 30th. We've got an open house scheduled for this weekend, 2862 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 4 baths. Pointed out the RVM. Remember I mentioned that Realtors valuation model? Here it is set at over 1.9 million and the list price is at 1.7. So this will work for whatever property, whatever neighborhood you're looking at. You're going to see all of this property information as well as the ability to analyze the market trends, refine that value. If you don't like this 1.9 million value, you can go into the refine value tool and change it. It will be for your eyes only, but you can go in and adjust this if you don't agree with it. In terms of the CMA, remember you have the ability to create 2 different CMAs. Very simple, just go to your CMA option. We also have our neighborhood tab. And when we click on neighborhoods, not only are we going to get a market trend summary, but we're also going to be able to now analyze the housing. Look at this. Let's see. 82% in 20817 are owners, 18% are renting. We can take a look at the people, the population, the median age range, the economy, the quality of life. You've got access. Look at this. It even shows you get about 18 inches of snow per year. You can take all of this data. You got the AARP livability index, average commute time. Some of the data might not be real relevant. You can go ahead and add and remove pages. This is going to all be put together in one neighborhood report. So when let's go back one step, I was on my property information page and I leapfrogged all the way down to the neighborhood tab. And I'm going to quickly just show you how to run a report. So let's go into neighborhood. We're going to go up to the top. We're going to click on create report. It's going to default directly to our neighborhood report, where again, you can go ahead and customize. Let's click on customize. Maybe you want to include that script that you generated going over the market trends. Maybe you don't need the AARP livability index as part of your neighborhood report. Maybe you want to add your resume, your client testimonials. To add custom pages to your report, you just go to the right, click on Manage Custom Pages. As long as it's in a PDF format, you can go ahead and upload any documents that you would like to include as part of your report. So let's say, for instance, I'm running a neighborhood report for the purpose of an open house, and I want to make sure that I have that neighborhood report ready. So when potential buyers come in, do I need to print it and hand it off? Not necessarily. I could have this saved on my mobile app and quickly share that report with customers as they walk through the door. Not only are you providing some great material and content, you're also doing some lead generation, getting their cell phone number, maybe their email address. Give them all of that great data. Okay, so we managed custom pages. We've selected the pages we want to include or exclude. We can personalize this report. I'm going to personalize this to Carmen in our call today. And I'm typing. Okay, so we've got the ability to personalize this, include that on our cover sheet. We can display it now, email it, but most importantly, we're going to go ahead and run the report. So that's how you generate a report in RPR. It's very, very easy. It's very intuitive. You'll notice that this neighborhood report is going to take a few moments. It didn't even take a minute. Let's just point out, whenever you generate a report in RPR, you click the drop-down arrow, you can download or you can post. So already, I've given you 3 options to post to social media. You have your market trends, your shareable charts, you have your script writing tool that you can create a social media post, or you can take this entire report and post it directly to Facebook. Now, not everybody's on social media, so that's okay. If that's not your jam, just download it. Maybe you use it as part of your direct mail marketing campaign. Okay, so let's get out of here. Questions on the reports. How to generate. We're going to go back to our subject property at 5704 Trafton Place. I'm going to click on the View Full Details. And I went over our top tabs. I want to scroll down now and kind of show you some of the additional data that you can access about this property. First up, remember, if my buyer is wanting to come in here and offer, 100,000 below list, I'm taking them right to the RVM and I'm showing them, look, this house is already priced really, really well. And I can even back that up when I click on View Details. It's going to show me the properties that were used to calculate that RVM. So here's my subject property, and all of these little gray boxes indicate sold properties that went into that RVM calculation, the off-market properties. You can see the proximity, you can see the address. If I want to do more, these are on the same street. So if I want to just take a deeper dive into this property, I can just click on the address. Gives me everything I need to know. We can print that, we'll close that guy out. Also, historical information. I want to point this out to you guys. We can go back. If there were a historical listing info, we could go back and see the previous listing data. Doesn't look like this property has been listed. This agent did a great job with the floor plan, all of the photos. This is really a beautiful home. Okay, moving down, we've got our pricing tools. From the mobile app, you can actually access a equity calculator, a mortgage calculator. You can create a CMA from the desktop as well as on mobile. You also have access to a seller's net sheet. So if you're going on a listing appointment, you need that net sheet. You have access to one and you can include that in your CMA. Okay, I want to show you this property on the map. Now down here at the bottom, when I click on the map, I am not going to have time to get into all of the different geographical options that you'll see on a map, but under your show geographies on the center of our screen, you have 15 different geographical search options. So if your buyer is looking in a specific school district, or maybe in a specific high school zone, or maybe they want to look in a bunch of different zip codes. When I click zip codes, all of these different orange boundaries represent a different zip code. I can save that as a saved search, and I can also search for properties in the area. Okay, now if I save it, I'm going to just demo this real quick. I'm going to go back with Carmen. Carmen's looking for a house. These are the 3 zip codes that Carmen is interested in. We'll save that as a saved search. And then anytime I go to my map, top left, under use a saved area, there is my search for Carmen. Okay, so you don't have to completely reinvent searches for specific buyers. Okay, let's clear that guy out. We're going to unselect that guy. And I want to take you back to our property details page. One more time, how did I get to the map? You have 2 places. You can access the map at the top of the property details page, or you can go down and click on map to the right. Now, while we're here, we talked about the geographies. We talked about saving a search. Over to the right, you've got all of these different map tools. If I want to change the view, I want to analyze this property from above, click on the view, go to your satellite. I can zoom in. I can see what's going on in the neighborhood. I can see if this is backing up to a road or if it's backing up to a golf course. I've got the view options. I can change it from the satellite to the aerial to the road view. When we click on aerial, it's going to start to give me some street names. Okay, so also, this is pretty cool. When I go back to my view and I go back to my road, let me zoom out a little and just show you that not only can I see my subject property right here on the map, I can see right across the street, we've got one coming soon. It looks like it's new construction for over 2.2 million. I can see this guy down the street on Sonoma Road is not only listed for 2 million, it's also open August 4th. So you can see, think of the value in this. If you're showing this property and your buyer is asking you, well, tell me about the house next door. Well, this house owned by Ryan and Danielle, it has an RVM of over 1.9 million. I can go click on the address and share with my buyers everything there is to know about this subject property and the next door neighbor. So it's kind of cool. You can kind of see what the values are for the entire neighborhood. I can zoom in, I can zoom out. I could even, if I wanted to, find the traffic counts for this busy road over to the right just by clicking on my driving tools. Okay, so let's get out of here. We'll go back to our road. I'm going to zoom back in and also point out that you do have some drawing tools. I mentioned your driving tools. If you have a buyer and they want to be within a certain commute, grab your travel time. Or maybe you're selling a house and it's backing up to a road and you want to show them what the traffic counts are. Click on traffic and it will show you what the traffic counts are daily for neighboring roads. We also have points of interest. If your buyers are asking you, show me all the golf courses in the area, I can click on golf courses and they'll come up on the map. Same thing with restaurants. Let's see, we'll go with full service restaurants. We'll go ahead and close that out and I can see here's my subject property. And then just down the road is a little cafe. All of the local restaurants will start to pop up for me. And then finally, I'm going to leave us on the map. I'm going to take this map, points of interest, clear this guy out. Just point out that you can also add schools to your search or to your map. Maybe I just want to look at public schools, public high schools. We'll click apply and we'll see those start to pop up on the map. And here we go. I've got 3 schools, Walt Whitman High, A+ rated public high school. So not only can I find the schools on the map, but I can then begin to search for listings, create a school report, and even a market activity report. Okay, remember with schools, public, private, and charter, it's not just public. We can search all of these different schools. We'll clear that out. And then finally, on the bottom right of our map is our data layers. Flood zones are a huge deal where Katie and I live in Florida. Maybe not so much for this particular property, but I can see quickly the FEMA flood maps. And if my buyer was interested in a property way over here on the far right, I would be a little bit more concerned about the flood insurance requirement. Okay, so that's a quick overview of our map. Let's go back up to our property information. We do offer a class dedicated just to the map. We actually offer classes for the CMAs, and we also offer a class on our market trends script writing tools. So I'm just going to scroll through, look at the other additional information that's available, the open houses, the additional resources. I can run a climate check analysis. I can perform an investment analysis using a tool called Valuate. I've got a side-by-side comparison of the public records versus the listing details. So if something is not syncing up here, I can see already the square footage. It's a little bit higher on the listing data than the public records. So I might have some questions. Listing information, I've got the listing agent's name, contact information, financing, HOA data, interior, exterior features, the legal description, school data. If I want to know more about Walter Johnson High School, just click on the name of the school and it will give me all of that great school data. Craig and Karen Blackstone, they've owned this property for 21 years. It is their primary residence. I can also go down and see previous listing data, deed, mortgage, and tax information if it's available. And then I can also look at sales and financing activity. I can see here in July, they listed this for 1.7, but if I go all the way back in 2014, it looks like there was some mortgages taken out on this property. And we can see all of the sales and financing activity going back all the way to 2003. All right, so that's a really quick overview of a subject property. Let's go. I've got 3 minutes left before I move on to a basic search. I wanted to analyze a subject property. Keep in mind, for my friend that wanted Arnold, Maryland, we can go in, do the same thing. We can go in, check this open house. Oh, it's nice. It's got nice water, got a little boat. I can go in and check out what Antonia and John own. Click on that property. I am going to get all of the same options at the top of my screen. All right, and you'll notice this list price is $900. The AVM, there's no RVM. Do you remember why? If you don't see an RVM, it typically means there's some missing data on the public records. Okay, I'm going to leave you with this. Just a very, very, very basic search. We're going to go in and we're going to search. Let's see, we got 21012. I'm going to type in 21012. And I want to show you this because in terms, let's see, how come it's not coming up for me? There we go. Okay, so a basic search on the home screen. If I want to get away from just the inventory in the last 10 days, then I need to go to the location bar enter in my status and type. We'll go and just look at properties that are for sale. We don't need anything under contract or pending. We're not going to go to our public record search because we just simply don't have time. But I'm going to just look for single family homes and I'll set a price parameter. I'll go, let's see, I'm not sure what I'm going to find, but I'll go 300 to 500. Let's do that. Okay. And see what we can come up with. We'll leave the bedroom and bath count alone. I could leave square footage blank, or I could add that under my more filters. I'll go ahead and click the magnifying glass, and I found 6 properties. Perfect. For what I'm trying to do, that's perfect. So there they all are. These are the 6 properties between 3 and 500 that are single family in 21012. The reason I wanted to perform this search is because you have 3 different view options. Top right of our screen, we're already looking at the map. I can change this to a list view. I can sort them by price. I can sort them by days on market. And I know I saw a question come in about days in RPR. Is it the same as days on market? And that is correct. It's typically real time. Okay, so you've got the list view, the side-by-side view. I can see these all beautifully laid out. This one's coming soon on Clifton Ave. Someone go out there and sell that beautiful house. And then, of course, if I want to explore more, click on the address, taking me back to my property details page, list price, RVM, and all of this other great info. Okay, questions. Katie, I think we're at the top of the hour. So let me just check in with you. Is there anything I can show live?
Janelle, I would just show under the help tab where they can access tutorials. I had a couple of people ask. And then under the learn tab, if you could just show them from the homepage where they can view listing data.
All right.
Those 2 things would be
Okay.
helpful.
All right. Sounds good. Let's get to learn. We'll start there. Go to the learn tab. This is where you're going to go to the RPR Learning Center. When I go down to view more ways to learn, there is another 2 hours worth of content that I could train on today. But all I have time for is to show you this is your go-to for all of your marketing needs, all of your future classes. Let me take you to the top and go to learning. Look at your Canva templates over to the right. You have templates that you have the ability to customize, share to social media. They're all aligned with our market trends. So when you run that market trend report, grab one of these templates, customize it, change the colors, pop in your data, share it to social media, put it on a postcard. Free listing checklist, home buying checklist, some really cool things under our learning center. And then if you have any questions, maybe you're really curious about what the RVM is, type it in under the magnifying glass there, and it's going to give you a tutorial or a quick overview of what the difference is between an RVM and an AVM. All right, so, and then let's go back to our learning and just go to webinars. I do want to point out, I mentioned that we offer 11 classes. They're all in this format. They're Zoom. You can live attend or you can watch them on demand. So let's say, for instance, you're really interested in our prospecting class. This is where we go through geographic farming. Type in your name, email address, and you have the option to watch the class live or on demand. You can watch a previously recorded class, and it gives you kind of all of the information that we go over in that prospecting class. Okay, so the Learning Center is your go-to. If you have questions about anything I covered today, let's say you really want to learn more about those mailing labels, click on mailing labels under topics. And it's going to show you all of the different resources that we have pertaining to our mailing labels. Let's see, there we go. So when I clicked on mailing labels under topics, brought me to a previously recorded webinar.
You still have your webinar selected under learning type.
Oh, that's right.
Why.
There we go. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, gosh, is it Friday yet?
Almost.
I know. All right. Well, I think that is everything. Janet wants to do another class. Please, Janet, come visit us anytime. Katie and I love running these webinars, and we're just here to help you grow your business. You notice throughout the entire presentation, there was not one ad, not one pop-up, nothing distracting me from doing my work. Katie did a phenomenal class on calculating turnover and how to figure out what neighborhood is best for creating a geographic farm list. So just keep that in mind in terms of content. You've got reports, you can use your Canva templates, you've got your script writing tools, lots of marketing resources, but we also show you how to find those property owners that might be ripe for listing their house. Okay, let's see. Thank you, Janet, for your kind feedback. John is happy. That means I'm happy. Alicia's happy. So that's awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. And thank you for having us. I appreciate you all being here and giving us the opportunity to present this to you. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to the help desk when they restore power out there, or you can reach out to your association reps and they'll get in touch with me. All right, you guys have been awesome. Thank you. Very good feedback. I appreciate your time. I wish we had more time to spend because I could stay here for 8 hours, but I'm going to let you guys go and hopefully I will see you in future classes. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.
Thank you, Janelle. And just for our attendees, this was recorded and will be sent out to all registrants. So you will have access to this webinar as well. And we'll make sure that we provide the links for any resources that we have available from RPR.
All right,
Thanks
good
again.
deal. Thanks again for having me. Sorry we went over a little bit, but you guys have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Janelle.
Bye.
Thank you, Katie. Bye.